The room was dim, the candles soft against the walls. I sat on the edge of the table, shirt off, pretending to relax. My chest felt tight, and not from stress. It was the way Amelia's eyes moved over me. "Lie down," she said quietly. I forced a laugh. "You make it sound like an order." "Maybe it is." Her lips curved, playful but sharp. "Trust me, you'll feel better." I lowered myself onto the table, trying to calm my nerves. The leather was cold under my skin. She stood behind me. I replied. Long hours at the desk, her fingers dug deeper, sliding down the line of my spine. The pressure was firm, but the way she lingered wasn't professional. My body reacted before my mind could stop it. "That's better, isn't it?" she asked. "It feels different." "Different how?" Her voice lowered, forcing me to notice every syllable. "You're not exactly subtle." She laughed softly, brushing her hair over my neck as she leaned forward. "Maybe I don't want to be." I shifted, but her hands pressed me flat against the table. "Stay still. I know what you need." I closed my eyes, heat rising in my chest. "Do you do this with all your clients?" "You're not just a client." I turned my head enough to catch her gaze. "Then what am I?" "Someone who looks like he carries too much alone." Her thumbs traced slow circles near my shoulder blades. "Someone who needs more than rest." I swallowed hard. "That sounds dangerous. Or necessary." Her tone was deliberate, challenging me to argue. I tried to distract myself. "So this is therapy? If that makes it easier for you, call it that." She shifted closer, her knee brushing against the table near my arm. The contact jolted me. My voice dropped without meaning to. "You're crossing lines?" Her smirk grew. "And you haven't stopped me." "Maybe I should." "Then stop me." She waited, fingers motionless against my back. Silence thickened between us. My chest rose and fell too fast. Her perfume drifted around me, light but consuming. I finally spoke. "I'm not sure what you want." Her hand slid slowly to the sides of my ribs, holding me there. "I want you to admit what you already feel." I pushed myself halfway up. "This is not what I came here for." She leaned over me, her face inches from mine. "Then why are you shaking?" I clenched my fists. "Because you're making this more than it should be, or exactly what it should be." She tilted her head, her lips close enough that I felt the warmth of her breath. "Don't tell me you don't feel it." I exhaled sharply. "You're playing with fire." Her hand pressed against my chest, keeping me from sitting fully up. "Maybe fire is what you need." I grabbed her wrist, not hard, but enough to show resistance. She didn't pull away. She just stared, eyes locked on mine. "And I'll stop." The challenge froze me. The truth tangled in my throat. My silence gave me away. Her smile was slow, victorious. She eased her hand free of my grip and placed it back on my shoulder. That's what I thought. I forced myself upright this time, sitting at the edge of the table, facing her fully. "You're not making this easy. Nothing worth it ever is." Her words sank into me, heavy and suggestive. I stared at her, searching for hesitation. But she looked fearless, almost certain. "Amelia," I said carefully, "I don't know what game you're playing, but I'm not a part of it. You already are." She stepped closer, her legs brushing mine. "You wouldn't still be here if you weren't." My pulse thumped in my ears. "I have someone in my life." "I didn't ask if you were single," she said softly. "I asked if you were satisfied." I froze, the question digging deeper than I wanted. She read the pause on my face like a confession. "That's what I thought," she said again, her voice low. I shook my head, standing quickly. "I should leave." Her hand caught mine before I could step away. "Or you could stay. Let yourself feel what you're trying so hard to fight." I pulled my hand free, but she didn't look hurt. She looked amused, like she'd already won. "You're impossible," I muttered, "and you're tempted." The room felt smaller, the air heavier. Every word between us built a wall of tension I couldn't ignore. I forced a deep breath. "You can't do this to me." Her eyes narrowed slightly. "I'm not doing anything." You're the one who can't decide what you want. The truth stung. I hated how right she sounded. She stepped even closer until her face hovered just beside mine. Her whisper cut through the silence. You needed this, didn't you? Her words lingered in the dark, daring me to admit what I couldn't say. Asterisk. I sat across from Amelia, pretending to scroll on my phone. But she leaned forward and tilted her head. You're quieter today, she said. I'm just tired. She raised an eyebrow. Tired or avoiding me? I laughed lightly. Why would I be avoiding you? Because you can't stop overthinking what happened last time. My chest tightened. Nothing happened. Her lips curved. Nothing physical. But I saw the way you looked at me. I shifted in my chair. You're imagining things. Then why are you so tense now? She slid her chair closer, her knee brushing mine. I pulled back slightly. Personal space. This is personal care, she teased. I shook my head. That's not how therapy works. Who said this was therapy? Her voice dropped, softer, more dangerous. You did? You called it work, and maybe I lied. Her honesty hit like a spark. I tried to look away, but she leaned closer, her perfume wrapping around me. You ever get lonely? She asked. I kept my tone flat. Everyone does. She didn't blink. What about when Sophie isn't around? My jaw tightened. Don't bring her into this. You brought her in when you hesitated last time. I pushed my chair back. But she followed, her eyes locked on mine. Why do you care? I asked because I like watching you fight yourself. That's cruel. No, she said softly. That's honest. I stood, walking toward the window just to put distance between us. You're pushing me. She crossed the room slowly. And you haven't stopped me once. I turned sharply. I'm with someone. I love her. Then why does it feel like you're already mine? Her confidence rattled me more than her touch. You don't know me? I know enough. She circled me, eyes scanning like she was reading every thought. You crave more than Sophie gives you. I clenched my fists. Stop. Tell me I'm wrong. I couldn't. My silence gave her power. Her fingers brushed my arm, light and slow. You're not used to being wanted this openly, are you? I swallowed hard. This isn't right. Right doesn't always mean real. Her words lingered like smoke. My heart raced faster than I wanted to admit. I stepped back, but she followed again. You can't keep doing this. Her smile was small, almost smug. And yet, you'll keep showing up. I came here for help, and I'm helping. You're not numb anymore, are you? You feel alive. Her hand grazed mine. I should have pulled away, but I didn't. My voice cracked. This feels dangerous, she whispered. That's the point. I looked at her, too long, too hard. The air between us thickened. My pulse wouldn't calm down. Her eyes flicked to my lips, then back to my eyes. You want to know what I want? I forced my voice steady. What? I want you to stop pretending you don't feel this too. I inhaled sharply. If I give in, I'll lose everything. Or maybe you'll finally find yourself. I stepped closer, unable to stop myself. You don't play fair. Her smile widened. Neither do you. My phone buzzed suddenly on the table. The vibration cut through the silence like a warning. I turned quickly, grabbing it before she could see. The name on the screen froze me. Sophie Amelia tilted her head, eyes narrowing. Who is it? I hesitated, phone tight in my hand. Someone I can't ignore. Asterisk, Sophie's voice crackled through the phone. You've been distant. I'm fine, I answered too quickly. You don't sound fine. I've just been tired. Work, long days, nothing more. Her silence stretched. Then, softer, when I asked if you missed me, you hesitated. I forced a smile she couldn't see. Of course I miss you. Say it like you mean it. I miss you, she exhaled, like she wanted to believe me but couldn't. Promise you're okay? Promise. My throat felt tight as I said it. When the call ended, I dropped the phone on the couch and buried my face in my hands. Rough conversation? Amelia's voice slid through the air behind me. I spun around. You shouldn't sneak up on me. I didn't sneak. You were too lost in your guilt to hear me. She leaned against the wall, arms folded, watching me like she knew every thought in my head. Don't start, I muttered. I'm not starting anything. I'm pointing out the obvious. And what's that? You don't sound like a man in love when you talk to her. I shot her a glare. You don't know what you're talking about. She pushed off the wall, walking closer. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Love doesn't sound like hesitation. It doesn't sound like a man trying to convince himself. You twist everything, or I say the things you're too afraid to admit. I stood, needing distance, but she followed. Tell me, she said softly. When was the last time Sophie looked at you and saw all of you? Not just the version you try to hold together. I clenched my jaw. She cares about me. Caring isn't the same as seeing. She knows me better than anyone. Then why do you feel invisible with her? Her question landed harder than I wanted to admit. I turned away. Stop. She circled until she faced me again. You deserve more. Someone who notices when your smile is fake. Someone who knows when you're lying about being fine, you're crossing the line. Again, you've never stopped me. Her words cut deeper than her touch ever could. My silence betrayed me. She leaned in, whispering, I see you. Every part of you. The cracks, the weight, the hunger for something more. I shut my eyes for a second too long, then forced them open. This isn't real. Then why are you trembling? I'm not. Your hands are. She reached out and brushed my fingers. It's just enough to prove her point. I yanked my hand back, heat rushing through me. You need to stop doing that, she smirked. And you need to stop pretending you want me to. Her confidence pulled me in and scared me all at once. I grabbed my phone from the couch, needing an excuse to break away. A new message lit the screen. Sophie, I've been thinking. I want to visit you this weekend. Surprise you? My chest tightened. I whispered the words under my breath as I read them. Amelia stepped closer, peering over my shoulder. Who is it? I snapped the phone to my side, but it was too late. She had seen enough. Her eyes narrowed. She's coming here, isn't she? The room felt smaller, her stare sharper, and I realized the storm I had been holding back was about to break. The knock on my door came early Saturday morning. I opened it and Sophie threw her arms around me before I could say a word. I missed you, she whispered against my chest. I missed you too, I said. Though my voice cracked under the weight of guilt, she pulled back, studying me. You don't look happy to see me, I am. I just wasn't expecting you so soon. Her smile softened. I wanted to surprise you. I forced a laugh. Well, you did. We sat on the couch, her hands sliding into mine like it always had. Yet the warmth felt heavier than it used to, like something I didn't deserve. She glanced around. This place feels different, cleaner, almost like you were preparing for me, or maybe I'm just trying to be better. I like that. She leaned against me, her head on my shoulder. You're all mine this weekend, I nodded. My eyes drifted toward the hallway where Amelia had been just the night before. Sophie caught the flicker. What's wrong? Nothing. You're lying. I know that look. I'm tired. That's all. She cupped my face, searching my eyes. You're distant. Before I could answer, the sound of footsteps echoed faintly from the kitchen. My chest froze. Sophie sat up straighter. Is someone here? My throat went dry. No. You're imagining things. Then what was that? Before I could stop it, Amelia appeared at the doorway, holding a glass of water like she belonged there. Her eyes met mine, daring me to explain. Sophie's voice sharpened. Who is she? I jumped up quickly. She's nobody. She was just leaving. Amelia's lips curved. Nobody. That's not very polite after all our time together. Sophie's gaze cut straight through me. Time together? I stammered. She's been helping me with stress. It's not what you think. Amelia stepped closer, her smile dangerous. You look less stressed already. Amelia, stop, I snapped. Sophie stood, her face pale. Tell me the truth. Who is she to you? I reached for her hand. She doesn't matter. Sophie pulled away. Then why is she in your apartment? Amelia answered before I could. Because he needed me. Sophie's voice broke. Needed you how? I grabbed Amelia's arm, pushing her back. Leave. Now, she whispered in my ear, just loud enough for Sophie to hear. She doesn't believe you anymore. I shoved her toward the door. She laughed softly, walking out without resistance. But her glance over her shoulder promised she wasn't finished. Sophie's eyes filled with tears. What is happening? I tried to hold her. Nothing happened. You have to believe me. She shook her head. Your voice sounds like you're lying. I swear to you, Sophie, I never crossed that line. She looked at me, trembling. But you wanted to. Her words landed like a knife. I couldn't deny it, and my silence betrayed me again. Sophie stepped back. Say it. Say you didn't feel anything for her? My mouth opened, but no sound came out. She stared at me, her voice breaking. Is there someone else? Asterisk Sophie's words cut me in half. Is there someone else? I shook my head too quickly. No, there isn't. Her eyes searched me, waiting for something real. You can lie to me? But your silence already told me everything. I'm not lying, you are, she whispered, pulling her coat tighter. I can feel it in the way you look at me like I'm not enough anymore. I reached for her arm. Don't say that. You are everything. She flinched back. Then why was she here? I stammered. Because I made a mistake letting her in, that's all. Her lips trembled. Not just your apartment. You let her into you? The words burned. It's not like that. Then prove it. Tell me you don't feel anything when she's around? My throat closed. Nothing came out. Tears welled in her eyes. That's what I thought. Sophie, please. She grabbed her bag. I can't do this right now. I need air. The door slammed. Leaving only silence in my pounding chest, I sank onto the couch, burying my face in my hands. That was when Amelia's voice slipped through the quiet like smoke. You didn't deny it well. I lifted my head. She leaned against the doorway, calm, watching me unravel. Why are you still here? I asked, my voice hoarse. Because you want me here, she said softly. I don't. She walked closer. Every step slow, deliberate. Then why didn't you chase her? Why are you letting her cry alone while you're still here with me? I clenched my fists. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. She sat across from me, her eyes locked on mine. You're fighting yourself harder than you've ever fought anyone. I tried to steady my voice. I love Sophie. Her smile was faint, dangerous. Love her then. But stop pretending you don't feel this too. I don't. She leaned forward, her hand brushing mine before I could pull away. Your body tells the truth, even when your mouth lies. I froze. The warmth of her skin against mine lit sparks I swore I'd never allow. Amelia, stop. Why? Because it scares you? Or because it excites you too much? I swallowed hard, but the words didn't come. She tilted her head, her voice dropping lower. Do you know what I see when I look at you? A man suffocating. And I can give you air, I whispered. Your poison. Or medicine, she countered, her thumb stroking across my knuckles. Depends on how much you take. I should have pulled back. Instead, I stayed still, trembling under her touch. Her eyes never left mine. Say the word, and I'll walk out forever. But if you stay silent, I'll know the answer. The room pulsed with my heartbeat. I didn't speak. Amelia's lips curved into the faintest smile. She didn't kiss me, but she leaned closer, her forehead resting against mine. Her breath warmed my skin, closing the distance without crossing it. You feel it too, she whispered. My eyes shut tight. I shouldn't, yet you do. Her fingers tightened over mine, locking me in place. My silence screamed louder than words. The air thickened until the sharp buzz of my phone shattered it. I pulled back. Sophie's name glowed across the screen. Amelia didn't move, her forehead still inches from mine. Are you going to answer? I slid my thumb across, my voice trembling. Sophie. Her sobs bled through the speaker. I can't be alone. I'm outside your door. I froze. Amelia's hand still clung to mine, her eyes daring me not to let go. Sophie's sobs echoed from the hallway. Oliver opened the door. Amelia's grip on my hand tightened. If you let her in, everything changes. I pulled free, my voice sharp. It already has. I rushed to the door and unlocked it. Sophie stumbled inside, her eyes swollen, her cheeks streaked with tears. She stopped dead when she saw Amelia only a few feet away. The silence cracked the air. Sophie whispered, "What is she doing here?" I scrambled. "It's not what it looks like." Her gaze darted to our hands, still too close on the couch. "So, tell me what it is." I stepped toward her. She came to talk. Nothing more. Talk. Sophie's voice shook. "You're trembling like a man caught in bed with someone else, and you're calling this talk?" I reached out. "Please listen to me." She flinched back. "Don't touch me." Amelia leaned back casually, her arms folded. "You should let him explain." Sophie turned on her. "Stay out of this." Amelia smirked. "He doesn't want me to." I snapped. "Amelia, stop." Her eyes flickered with amusement. "Why stop when she deserves the truth?" Sophie's lips quivered. "What truth?" I struggled for words. "Nothing happened." Amelia cut in smoothly. "Not yet." Sophie gasped like she'd been slapped. Her hand flew to her chest as if trying to keep her heart from breaking apart. Tears fell harder. "Oliver, tell me she's lying." I choked. "I never touched her," Amelia whispered, almost taunting. "But you wanted to?" Sophie's knees buckled and she grabbed the doorframe for balance. "How could you?" I rushed forward. "Sophie, please." I was confused. I let things get too close, but I didn't betray you. Her voice cracked. "You didn't have to touch her. The betrayal is written all over your face." Amelia rose from the couch, calm, deliberate. "You think he looked at you the same way he looks at me?" "He doesn't." Sophie spun toward her, fury breaking through the pain. "Shut your mouth." Amelia tilted her head. "Or what? He'll choose you out of guilt?" I barked, "Enough, Amelia." Sophie looked back at me, her eyes red and pleading. "Tell her to leave and never come back." Amelia crossed her arms. "Careful, Oliver. Once I walk out, you won't get me back." My stomach dropped. "This isn't a game." Sophie's tears turned to sobs. "To her it is. To me it's my life." I tried again. "Sophie, you are my life." Her voice broke. "Then why am I standing here feeling like the other woman?" The words hit harder than any punch. Amelia smirked again, her eyes cutting to me. "Because deep down he doesn't know who he wants." Sophie's breath hitched, and she stepped back. "Is that true?" I stammered, "No, I love you." She shook her head. "Love doesn't look like this," I begged. "Give me a chance to fix it." Her hand covered her mouth as another sob escaped. "You already shattered it." Amelia's voice slithered through the silence. "He'll come to me when he's ready." Sophie stared at me one last time. Her words shook, but cut like glass. "I never thought you'd betray me like this." She turned, opened the door, and walked out. The sound of it closing behind her was louder than any scream. Asterisk, I slammed my phone onto the table. Another call unanswered. Another message left unseen. "Pick up, Sophie," I muttered into the silence. "Please, just pick up." The walls felt smaller every day. Her laughter used to fill this apartment. Now it was just me pacing, replaying the sound of her voice before it broke. The knock at the door made me freeze. My chest tightened. "Sophie." When I opened it, Amelia leaned against the frame, her eyes searching mine. "You looked wrecked," she said softly. My jaw tightened. "Go home, Amelia." She tilted her head. "I came to check on you. I don't want you here." Her lips curved faintly. "You don't mean that?" "I do." She stepped inside before I could stop her. "You cut me off without a word. After everything we shared?" I snapped. "We shared nothing. I let a line blur and I lost the only person I ever loved because of it." Amelia's eyes narrowed. You're blaming me. I'm blaming myself, I said, my voice sharp. But you knew exactly what you were doing. She moved closer, her perfume twisting the air. You didn't stop me, because I was weak, I admitted. And I hate myself for it. Her hand grazed my arm. You don't hate yourself. You hate that you liked it. I pulled back. No, I hate that Sophie saw what she saw. I hate that her trust is shattered. I hate that she doesn't want to hear my voice anymore. Amelia's smirk faded. She'll move on. And so will you. With me? I shook my head. You don't get it. I don't want you. I never did. I wanted escape, and you were the easiest distraction. That's all you were, her face hardened. Be careful what you say. I'm done being careful, I said coldly. Leave. She hesitated, then scoffed. You'll regret throwing me away. I already regret letting you in. Her eyes lingered, sharp and cutting, before she finally turned and walked out. The door clicked shut. I sank into the couch, running my hands through my hair. The silence pressed heavy on me. I whispered into the empty room, Sophie, I'm sorry. My phone buzzed. My heart leaped. I grabbed it instantly. Her name lit up the screen. A message. My thumb shook as I opened it. 4 words stared back at me. We need to talk. Asterisk. I sat at the cafe table, my hands wrapped around a cup I hadn't touched. Every second dragged heavier until Sophie finally walked in. Her eyes met mine. Cold, careful, guarded. She sat across from me without a word. Sophie, I began softly. Thank you for coming. She looked down at the table. I almost didn't. I know. Silence cut between us. I leaned forward. I've tried calling, messaging. I just need you to hear me. Her eyes flicked up, sharp. You already said everything when you let her close. I didn't sleep with her. That doesn't matter, I swallowed hard. It should. No, she said firmly. Because betrayal doesn't start in a bed. It starts in the mind, in the silence, in the places you thought I wouldn't notice. My throat tightened. I was weak. I messed up. You broke us. Her words landed like a blade. I whispered, I still love you. She shook her head. Love isn't enough. It can be, I pleaded. Not when trust is gone. I reached across the table. But she pulled her hands back. Sophie, please. I'm begging you. Let me fix this. Her eyes brimmed but didn't break. Answer me one thing. If she hadn't pushed you, if she hadn't whispered, if she hadn't tempted you, would you still have betrayed me? I froze, my mouth opened, but nothing came out. She stared, waiting. Say it. I lowered my head. I don't know. Her breath caught. Like that answer hurt more than a confession. Tears finally spilled down her cheeks. That's worse than yes. Because it means the seed was already inside you, Sophie, I begged. I swear I never wanted anyone but you. But you let it happen, she said, her voice shaking. And the part that kills me is you might do it again if the right temptation shows up. No, I snapped. I wouldn't. Losing you has shown me I can't risk it again. Her face softened for a moment, then hardened again. Regret is not change. Regret is just pain. I'll prove it to you. Give me time. She shook her head slowly. Time won't erase the picture I saw. You and her, too close, too comfortable. I can't unsee it. I leaned in closer. Don't leave me. Don't walk away from everything we built. She inhaled sharply, steadying herself. That's what I wanted to talk about. Dread washed through me. What do you mean? Her voice broke, but her resolve stayed. I'm leaving the country. My chest caved. What? Where? Toronto. My sister offered me a place to stay. I need a clean start. I shook my head violently. No, you can't just run away. I'm not running, she said. I'm surviving. I gripped the table edge. Then let me come with you. Her eyes filled again, but she didn't waver. You're the reason I have to go. The air left my lungs, she whispered. You broke me in a way I didn't think possible. I need to learn how to breathe without you before I drown. I begged, don't do this. Don't leave me. She stood, her chair scraping softly against the floor. I already did the night I saw you with her. This is just the final step. I rose too desperate. Sophie, please. I'll change. I'll fight for you. Her lips trembled. Then fight by letting me go. And with that, she turned and walked out of the cafe. I collapsed back into my seat, her absence heavier than her presence had ever been. The barista set down my coffee, but I barely noticed. My phone buzzed with another message I didn't want to read. Did you hear? Mark asked, sliding into the seat across from me. I glanced up. Hear what, Amelia? She got fired. Word is, her lies finally caught up to her. I let out a dry laugh. Took long enough? She burned too many bridges, he said. Nobody's standing by her now. I stared into my cup. She never wanted me. Just control. Mark studied me. So why did you let her? My jaw tightened. Because I was weak. Silence settled between us until he said, You still talk to Sophie? My chest ached. No, she's better off without me. You check her socials, though. I didn't answer. He smirked. So you know she's thriving. She looks happy, I admitted quietly. Brighter, freer. Mark leaned back. Then maybe she really was the right one. You just didn't see it until too late. I clenched my fists. I saw it. I just didn't protect it. He sighed. You beat yourself up every day. When do you stop? When the picture of her walking away stops replaying, I said, which is never. Mark tapped the table. You know, Amelia always said the same line, that she gave people what they secretly wanted. I met his eyes. She told me that too. Said I needed it. He raised a brow.
Did you?
I swallowed hard. Maybe I thought I did. A thrill, an escape, something selfish. And now I know what I really needed, I whispered. Her. Only her. Mark nodded slowly. Then that's the lesson. You lost what mattered, chasing what didn't. I looked away, shame twisting in me. Sophie asked me one question I'll never forget. She asked if I would have betrayed her anyway. Mark frowned. And what did you say? The truth. I didn't know. He shook his head. That's brutal. That's why she left, I said bitterly. Because even I couldn't promise it wouldn't happen again. Mark leaned forward. So what now? I live with it. He studied me carefully. You really think Amelia's the villain? She's not the villain, I said firmly. I am. He sat back. At least you admit it. I nodded, my throat dry. Betrayal wasn't her touch. It was mine. It's my choice. My weakness. Mark stayed quiet, maybe sensing there was nothing left to say. I pulled out my phone, scrolling through Sophie's latest photo. She was standing under bright city lights, smiling, live in a way she never had been with me. I whispered, I ruined her. She rebuilt herself without me. Mark placed a hand on the table. And you? What do you rebuild? I closed my eyes, Amelia's voice echoing like poison. You needed this, didn't you? I whispered the answer only I could hear. No, I needed her. And I threw it away. The weight of that truth pressed down, heavier than any punishment karma could deliver, because karma had already given me mine. Her name was Sophie, and she was gone.